Hello everyone and welcome to yet another edition of Playing With Myself. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a game called Perspective. Now Perspective is a student-made game. It's a 2D, 3D puzzle platformer with a really neat idea that we're going to check out right about now. And I really love this kind of like retro Super Nintendo opening. Complete with amazing sound effects. There's a kind of, it starts out really innocuous, like, oh, this is kind of another indie platformer, you know, whatever. This is the game's way of teaching you that red blocks are bad, as you'll see. Yep, that's bad. Let's jump over the gap. And the main objective is to get to those things, but you can see that one's kind of blurred out at the top. Why is that? If I can make that jump. What? Oh man, everything you know is a lie! The Kennedy assassination was an inside job. It's probably not that. It probably doesn't go that deep. So this is where the game really opens up, and oh my god, it's a first-person game. Sorta? What I have to do here is I kind of have to move around and see if I can match these blue lines up so that my little guy over there can move. If I hit the edges of the screen, I will totally die, as you can see. So I'm gonna keep moving throughout this level. Just kind of lining stuff up. And there's a moment in this game where you're really confused and you're not really sure what's going on. But if you kind of imagine the top of each line there as just a single flat line, not 3D at all, it becomes a lot easier to sort of manage playing this game. So hit E. We're actually going to go into this arcade cabinet and start playing some actual levels. I'm gonna shift around here and get a different, I guess you could say viewpoint would be a good word for it. So I can line those up. I should probably start doing a better job of this. Don't want to be too incompetent. There we go. And now I just opened up the second area. And there's a lot of cool stuff in this game with like draw distance and stuff like that, so you can see that line. It looks like it's in the background, but my little guy can just jump right on top of it. We're going to head over to this machine and take a look at what it has to offer. So if I back up here, just do this. Sometimes it almost feels like cheating to do stuff like that, because I think the game probably wanted me to try and jump or something there, or maybe not. Some of this stuff is kind of unclear, and you have to make it up as you go. But it is a student-made game, and for a student-made game, I think it's spectacular. You could easily see these ideas being developed into something much more elaborate, much bigger, into a fully fledged game. Let's see if I can do that. Yep, there we go. It does give you some leeway, like you can see there's a gap there, but he seemed to kind of just run right over it. So if I keep moving along here, can't get past that, but if I look this way, I totally can. This is one of the cooler moments in the game, because man, that looks so far away. Nope, he just runs right across it, no problem. Straight to the ending. I'm probably only gonna, whoops, my bad. I'm probably gonna only show off the first section here. Maybe we'll take a look at one of the later ones, but probably not. If I keep moving. So this is one that actually stumped me for a second earlier, because I forgot that I could jump. And once you realize that is totally a mechanic in the game, it becomes a lot easier. So, a lot of what makes this game interesting is the the sort of use of distance and how that affects your character's size. So I'm going to move back a lot. I think I can now... And this part is kind of frustrating. One thing that I do wish that this game had was an easier mechanic for switching between the two, because it feels a little disjointing to kind of go from 2D to 3D, and it can be kind of tedious. Like, that thing is only right there, the exit, but I have to make him run to the edge and then do that again. It's not a big deal, but if this were to become a bigger game, that would be something that they would obviously have to work on. Let's see. Move this guy over here. I don't want to do that. So now he's over that way. And this is one of the more interesting puzzles in the game because it takes a second to figure it out. But if you kind of look at a, you gotta get a different, what's the word? You gotta use a different angle. You gotta look at it from a different angle. And there you go. So these haven't been too challenging so far. I'm not actually sure how many levels are in the full game. Looks like there's only 2 in this room, so this might be it. Maybe I'll take a look at these and see if I can figure some stuff out in real time. I'm sure there's no way that this could possibly go wrong. I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. I think something that I might have to do here is I can make him jump and then I can maneuver and he'll fall right there, which is a pretty awesome mechanic to have in the game. Oh, I think I know what I have to do. No, that wasn't it. Forget. There we go. Oh man, this is getting way more complicated. Well, whatever, it shouldn't be too bad. Like most student games, this game definitely feels kind of like a proof of concept, like, hey, this could totally work. That's kind of neat. And that's not to knock the game or anything, because I do think it's actually really cool and a very, very unique and neat idea, particularly in a genre of puzzle platformers that it's so crowded and there's so many games already. Like, why would I want to play this game? Well, it actually forces you to use your brain a little bit. It's pretty well made too. I like the visual style a lot. I like this kind of red and orange dynamic. Your little guy looks kind of cool. Kind of gotta figure out what I'm doing. Maybe I'll just play this level and call it a day, because I don't want to spend too much time puzzling over this stuff. What am I missing? What am I missing here? So I can't move past this point for some reason. That's sort of bugging me. Oh, there we go. So if I can get a different angle here. If you kind of like, you can see my little guy is turning red there. If I'm not looking at it from the right angle, it'll tell me that I need to change my perspective. There we go. Let's see. I can't do that. Yeah, so this stuff's definitely starting to play with my mind a little bit, but it's very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits there, because I don't want to give away too much of this game, particularly if this is the last level. I don't want to spoil that for anybody. But I definitely recommend you play this game. I sort of forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, and maybe I'll put something up in the title, but this game is totally free, and you can go pick it up at, I think it's called seewithperspective.com. I'll put a link in the description. But I highly recommend you check this out. I kind of hope this becomes more of a full-fledged game in the future, because it definitely has a lot of potential. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.